Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So just a couple things about how this whole process is going to work. I had a few of you pop into my office hours on Zoom. Not a whole lot of you. I had about 3 8th graders total and no 7th graders. So I would love to see some of you in those Zoom calls if possible, especially considering that we're going to have a couple extra special editions coming up starting this week. So the first thing I want to remind you of is if you go into Classroom, remember, start by going to classwork, and you'll see whatever project we're currently working on as well as your daily journals in there. You'll also see all the links to the Zoom calls and how to handle those. There's also a section for resources since you're learning at home and you might not know quite how to do certain things. So please use that Google Classroom to your advantage. But the first thing is always check for those daily journals. As of right now, we've only had 2 because we just had Thursday and Friday of last week. The journals are due the following day. So I go in the day after your journal and I check over to see who has completed their journals. You get the credit for doing the journal. It doesn't have to be any particular answer. They're usually opinions anyway, but you do need to answer them. That is important because, one, they're helpful for the content, but it's also really important because it helps me to kind of touch base with everyone and make sure that everyone understands what they're supposed to be doing. So please make sure you're doing your daily journals. But then each class has their own project. As of right now, we are continuing to move along with exactly what we were doing before we left school, which is your empathy monologue. So in addition to going to classwork and starting with that daily journal every day, which so far we've only had 2, and about half of you have completed it. The rest of you need to still go back and complete those. But other than that, you have your daily Zoom calls, but you also have those empathy monologue assignments. So if you still have not completed your empathy monologue, it has now been almost 3 weeks. You need to go in and complete your empathy monologue. I can't assign your monologues to someone else unless you are completed with your first one. So I put up there a student example of a previous student assignment to help you. You've still got those other example monologues to help you. I am available via email to answer any questions, but please, please, please finish your monologue. Once you've done that, by the end of the day on Monday, I am going to assign those monologues at 3:30, so you can check in, and then I would like you to email the author of your monologue, and there's a video explaining exactly what I mean by that. That's all you need to do, and then you can start working on memorization if you'd like. But we're going to kind of need you to finish that monologue because we can't go forward unless you have a completed monologue for your classmate to perform. So please, please, please finish your monologue by 3:30 on Monday. The other thing is, if you are not familiar with my website, you may want to start checking that for the Zoom calls, kind of for what's going on from week to week on any given day. So you can find my website by going to the Crestview page and clicking on Encore. Then you can see my picture and it'll take you to the website. When you get to my website, if you pull down Crestview Current Call and Calendar, this is the public calendar where I keep track of rehearsals and stuff, but I'm also now that we're learning from home, using it to keep track of what's going on in our Zoom calls. So from 3:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, I'm available to talk to you guys, answer any questions via Zoom. But I've also arranged for several guest artists in the theatrical world to come into our Zoom calls and answer questions specific to what they do in theater. So the first guest we have on Monday is Annie Zigman. She was a Crestview student, a Marquette student, and she went to school at the University of Miami and studied performance there. And more recently, she has moved up to New York to perform there and to work as a working actor. So it would be a really, really useful way to learn kind of what it's like to really get into performance and to try your hand at theatrical performance. Then on Tuesday of this week, we have another special guest, and that is former Crestview teacher, Crestview alum, MHS alum, SLU, Webster, and Mizzou alum, soon to be Dr. Philip Woodmore. talking about his experience in composition and production in New York City and beyond. He has produced works all over the globe. So that would be another one. Wednesday is just going to be a general check-in. So if you have any questions about the projects over the course of the week, if you're struggling with anything, you can pop into that one just to ask any questions. Thursday, we have another guest, Ryan Lidloff. He's a graduate of Lafayette High School and Rockwood Valley Middle School. And he's going to talk about his experiences in lighting design. He was the lighting designer for Spotlight Productions last year and is currently working towards finishing his general education requirements so that he can pursue his college study in lighting design further. So that's Thursday, and then Friday is another check-in just to see if you have any questions before the weekend. So the other thing is that 6:30 on Friday of this week, we'll have our virtual drama awards. So if you were an actor or crew member in either the fall plays or the spring musical this year, you and your family are welcome to pop in on that Zoom call as well. Check your email for details. So again, I'm excited to start this new week with you guys, a full week doing this. I think it'll be a new experience and really a nice challenge for us all to learn a little bit. Please don't hesitate to ask me questions if you don't know where to find an assignment or how to turn it in. I'm happy to help you guys. And I know you're doing a lot with your other core classes and you might be taking care of younger siblings at home as well. And I get it. It's a whole new experience we're all working together to figure out. So please let me know if you're having trouble or if you need anything from me. Okay? All right. Feel free to email me, or again, you can always pop into that Zoom call at 3:30 every day, Monday through Friday. See you there.